If you tell me that you don't have time to post on LinkedIn, my reaction is, that's great. Don't. If you are crushing your quota and your team's growth numbers so much that you don't have time to post on social media, I applaud you. I really do. But if you're asking me that question, it's probably because you aren't. So if you aren't at the absolute limit of your growth and you say you don't have time to post on LinkedIn, it seems similar to me to any other channel that you say you don't have time for. If you're not at your quota and your team isn't hitting their numbers and you say, we don't have time to cold call, I'll have the same reaction. Now, I don't have time to cold call because we don't need to. That's the difference. We've cracked the nut on the marketing channels that work for us, so you need to do the same. Now, if you are determined to introduce social as a channel for you this year, then you need to practice. The reason that it might seem like you don't have time to post on LinkedIn is actually because you might not know how. And that's the most common thing I see with starting to post is you actually don't know how to sit down and write one. And that's okay. Let's talk about how to do that. When you're thinking about how to write a good post on LinkedIn, think about what your customers want to hear. They actually want to start by hearing your story. They want to get to know who you are and why you're credible. Once they know that, and you've gotten them interested with who you are, and you've been motivating, inspiring, entertaining, educating, any of these things, then you can actually post something of commercial value. And the most common way to do that is to post a case study or a customer story. So if you've been posting about your journey, documenting things publicly, helping people understand where you've got to, why you do things the way you do, the philosophy behind how you act in your business, why you develop product, then come in with a case study. And the best way to do that is not necessarily to name names. A lot of you are in B2B with customers that are enterprise and will not let you reveal their names. That's okay. You don't have to. All I want you to do is talk about the person that came to you, or the committee that came to you, and you can change the names, have no name, use their title, whatever it is. Just make it clear to the onlookers that they're in the right place. Let's say that you want to tell a medical technology customer story. For example, the sales ops manager came to me and said, we have a problem with helping sales create decks and presentations to present to hospitals. We can't create enough. They're too long to create. We're running out of time. And we're hitting 15% of the amount of presentations we should be creating. And then talk about actually how you worked that deal. You're a seller. Talk about how you did it. If you're doing social selling, you're probably somebody who creates complex solutions out of basically thin air to solve problems that people bring to you using your product. So talk about that. Talk about the journey. Don't talk about they bought, it was this ROI, and these people bought, and this ROI. That's not going to help people because they're assuming that you're full of it. Anybody can talk about ROI. But not anybody can tell a story about how that ROI was realized. And that is so much more important. So tell the story about what happened and when, and then you have the right to credibly say this ROI was achieved. But if you haven't done the steps before that, you don't have that right. And you'll only get skepticism. You won't get anybody believing what you say because they don't understand how you got there. And for that matter, when you write customer stories, my best tip is to make your customer the hero of the story. You should be a supporting character, not the hero. If you flip that around, you'll be bragging. And no one wants to brag on LinkedIn, and if you see LinkedIn, most of it is bragging, and it's not very effective. So you can stand out by not standing out. Make your customer stand out, and you will actually be the hero in that case.